What's up, friend? Hector here from StrongestHec.com with this week's Movement Monday for the week. Today we're going to be going into part 2 of the crab series. Part 1, we went over that making that contact, hand to foot, crossing that midline, and stimulating that proprioceptive movement system of our body. So now we're going to be just kind of taking it another step forward. We're going to really work on extension through the chest. It's going to challenge the shoulders. It's going to work the elbows and the wrists. So we're going to be going through a couple of different progressions basically through this crab series. So the crab series is basically having you in a supine position where you're basically faced up, okay? So there's several different supine postures that we cover and talk about in the ground force method system, and this is one of the postures we'll be covering is the crab series from the supine. This is going to have a big carryover into all of your overhead lifts, get-ups, pressing, snatching, anything that goes overhead. This will help improve that, okay? So we're going to start from the crab. Last week we went over basically just working on making this hand and foot connection, okay? Now what we're going to do is we're going to take the shoulders, we're going to work the thoracic portion of the spine a little bit more, and we're going to be going into a tabletop. Couple of options. I'll go through some regressions, hand position when we're going through the tabletop of the crab, and just kind of take you through that piece, okay? Really simple. So I'll turn to the side here, and when we're in the crab, if you're challenged like in the wrists and in the shoulders, you're going to turn your hands out sideways, okay? So when you're in the crab, your hands are going to point it out this way, okay? So hands behind your shoulders, feet underneath the knees pretty much, and then you'll pick the hips up, and from here you'll be in crab, all right? Now, next thing that we're going to do, a couple of things we want to keep attention on is we don't want to let the neck, I've already talked about this, you don't want to allow the neck to drop into the shoulders, right? You want to actively push the shoulders away and pick your chest up, and right away you're going to feel a big stretch in the pecs, you'll feel a big stretch in the shoulders, and that's totally fine. You should feel it in that part, but keeping the chest up, okay? From here you're going to go into a tabletop, and to execute that, all we're going to do is you're going to drive through your glutes and squeeze your glutes like you're locking out a deadlift or you're locking out a swing, okay? So hands off by your side, and then you're going to drive up through your hips, and you're going to squeeze your butt cheeks and relax your head back, okay? Again, you don't want to drop into your neck. Push the ground away, breathe through here, and come down. And we're going to do that again. Crab, drop the head, squeeze the glutes, and you're really going to feel this in the shoulders and in the pecs. If you have really good mobility, or maybe you want to progress this forward, you can turn the hands straight ahead, and then for a really, extreme stretch, is you turn your hands back behind you. Okay, that one's really going to work the elbows. For me, it's pretty challenging just because I have some limitation in my elbows from Jiu-Jitsu. So I will show you the hands face back. Okay, crab position. Okay, and then from here, relax your head and squeeze your glutes and down. And you're just going to play around with that for like 5 to 10 repetitions, going into the crab position, contracting the glutes, and you're going to feel that from the shoulder all the way through the elbow and into the wrist. If this is strenuous on your wrists, turn your wrists outside, your hands pointed out sideways. Okay, that's going to really help continue that shoulder wrist series that we did about a month ago. This is kind of continuing off of that. Now, to make a progression to that, to really work on the mobility of the T-spine, turning the left and right sides, what we're going to do is we're going to go into tabletop, and then we're going to do a reach, and I'm going to reach towards you, okay? So I'll be in the crab position, okay? And as I get ready to go into tabletop, I'm going to go up into a 3-point tabletop. Okay? My hand comes to my chest, and I'm going to push across to you, drive my glutes into the air, and hold here. So you can see how I'm rotating across the thoracic region of my spine. Here. Come back, hand to the ground. I'm going to turn this way. And then you can do the other side. 3-point crab, hand to chest, push across and drive through the glutes and point straight ahead. And you'll do this 3 per side. And you're really going to feel that in the shoulders, you're going to feel that in the thoracic region of the spine, you're going to really feel that in the elbows and in the wrists. Take your time with this, okay? First, get comfortable being in the crab position. That alone will probably be a little challenging for you. Go and get comfortable with moving opposite arm and opposite leg like we went through in part 1. Part 1, we got comfortable elevating one hand at a time, right? That's how we broke it down in that part of the series. And then today, you're going into same thing, crab position. And now, when you go into that 3-point crab, you're going to be reaching across. And as you reach, you're really going to be rotating through this thoracic portion of the spine. And that's going to really help to open up your chest. That way, when you're going into things like get-ups, overhead positions, snatches, push presses, jerks, all those overhead movements, you'll have much better range of motion and you'll be able to access that strength. So pretty simple Movement Monday for this week. Crab series part 2, going into a tabletop, and then from the tabletop, take it into a slight rotation and really working on that T-spine mobility. So that's all I got. If you have any questions, leave something in the comment section below. If you're enjoying these videos, be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel. I think it's up here above me, and I've got a couple of videos here on the sides where you can link to other episodes in the Movement Monday series. So that's all I got. Again, I'm Hector, strongestech.com, with this week's Movement Monday for the week.